Hi, Jayanthi.
Hi,
Hello.
Usha.
Hi. I just
Hi,
want,
how are
yeah,
you?
I'm well, thank you. And I finished
Mm.
reading your book, the
Oh,
latest one, Misplaced Heads, and I wanted to ask some questions after having read the novel. It was quite an impressive book, and it was very interesting as well. So I have a
thank
few
you. Thank
questions.
you.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, I have a few questions. And
please,
yeah, let's try
please.
and get through them. My list of questions. Okay.
Sure,
The
sure.
central theme of the temple dancer's lot in life, though through various eras, is very captivating. What made you
Yes.
choose this particular field as the to base your novel on?
Well, thanks, Usha, for reading and for the lovely support that you're giving me and Misplaced Heads. Um, this novel was inspired by Mridula, a friend of my friend.
Hmm.
And now she has migrated to Australia.
Mhm.
Mridula is a dancer, classical Bharatanatyam dancer, a few years younger to me. She's a choreographer and a teacher as well. And she is from the lineage of hereditary dancers of South India, temple dances. And one of her ancestors, great grandmother, I believe, she migrated from India to Malaya. That time it was Malaya. Mm, and from
So now it's Malaysia, isn't it? Malaysia.
Penang, I think. Yes,
Mm.
and then she migrated to this part of the world. And Mridula has been so keen on tracing her roots, and she's been into it for I don't know for how long, decades, since she has started learning music. And from the time she came to know about her great grandmother from her mother, and but of course she couldn't find exactly where from her grandmother was. But she had many interesting other stories that in one way or the other linked or didn't link, and she was kind of lost. And then she wanted a novel written of her present life, actually, and which in which she also wanted these, ancient a system of temple dances. And I have been postponing it for several years now. And then at last, uh, we had a few sessions of talking,
Mhm.
and shaped, I should say. Yeah, that's how it came. And of course I went into a
Mhm.
deeper research. Like I knew about the temple of I'm sorry, the system of temple dances, just as anyone would know,
Yeah.
like you would know, I would know, anyone
Not
would,
deeply.
I
Hmm.
not deep enough. And in fact I was also carrying all the myths and misunderstandings
Yeah.
of the system. And so when I started researching, I was awestruck, and um,
Fascinating, isn't
in
it?
fact overwhelming. I was simply carried away by the richness of the system, and that's how it shaped. I should have
Yeah.
written it in 2018, but I wrote only last year
Okay.
because that research took me longer than I expected. Yeah.
Okay. Leading to the next, that actually leads on to my next question. How has
Yes.
the almost matriarchal and powerful feminine, which was there,
Yes.
has been reduced in dignity and
Yes.
moral standards? How has India's history made the shift from this amazing, powerful feminine to sort of not quite so respected?
Yes. you put it rightly. There was a big shift, but it was only during the colonial times. Before that, there have been many internal wars and conflicts. There have been some conquests from outside, and then intruders, and so many social changes happening. And of course, the system of temple dances had its own ups and downs, glories and downfalls, and they were all there even before the British came in. But those were more to do with wealth and the physical aspects of things, meaning wealth were looted, women were taken as slaves, or maybe that kind of thing. But only when the Britishers came, the contamination started happening in the head. The Britishers only did that kind of injecting their doctrines, their way of thinking, because they are they were thinking theirs was the supreme civilization.
That
they
is
thought that
yes.
they thought.
I mean, it is quite a well-known fact that even the education system of India has been very much influenced by the advent of the colonial rule, and after that, things have changed so dramatically.
That was in the later part of the colonial occupation, the 2 centuries plus later. But what I'm talking just now is about the earlier part of their. They just came.
Yeah.
They saw the religion connected with women. Scantily, or maybe nude, naked women, and how can religion be connected to women in the first place? They couldn't take it. They thought
because Christianity is patriarchal, mostly patriarchal in their.
It is unacceptable for them. It was unacceptable, and because they were from patriarchy. Stubborn patriarchy. Here it was different. The women were the center
celebrated.
Of the temple, temples, and in fact, to the extent that Britishers, they thought women were dominating in this temple-centric communities.
But I don't think it was the case. I don't think it was the case. Yeah. And it was a foreign concept. Sorry. I think it was a foreign concept for
existing. The community has been existing for that same way for a millennium, or maybe even more than that. But they come in and they say, how can religion be, associated, temple be with women? How can it be? How can women take the roles in the temple administration? How can men be at the beck and call of women who are holding key roles in the temple?
It was a shockingly foreign concept for them.
And what they did, they started saying, this is not the way it should be. And slowly, the men of the land were corrupted, getting corrupted. That's how the decline started. The decline began.
Yeah, which is a very sad historical fact, isn't it? It's very sad.
Before they corrupted the minds of these people, they were taking that naturally. They never thought women were dominating, and women never thought they were actually the more powerful than the men.
But there was an equality, a very equal position.
Naturally, without any awareness, it was always existing like that.
And it was accepted.
It was accepted, and very naturally, easily accepted. And That's what I learned from the research, and I felt it was so
Yeah.
beautiful to even imagine such a system. So, yeah.